Greets y'all, I'm Brickroad and this is Let's Play Super Metroid. Just gotta go in and get my jump and shoot buttons configured properly. That's better. And in we go.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Super Metroid is the greatest video game ever made. This LP series is only 8 videos long, but no doubt I could fill 100 with the bountiful treasure of this game and still not properly communicate its true soul. Super Metroid is one of those rare games that is actually more than one game. You can pick up Super Metroid and play a really well-made, somewhat linear platformer, which you collect neat items and new abilities, fight some bosses, save the universe, all that gravy. Nothing wrong there, that's about all you can expect from a great game. But that's not the game I'm going to be playing. The star of the Metroid series is Samus Aran, and in this particular installment she has some innate abilities that allow her to break out of the world's linearity and explore it in ways a first-time player would never dream possible. After mastering moves like the wall jump or the shine spark, you start to realize you're playing an entirely different version of the game, and that's what I'll be showing off in this series. As is my custom with games I'm a hot dog grandmaster at, I'm playing the game sped up to 143% speed. If you've watched some of my other super speed videos, you might have heard me comment about how the game plays differently. I didn't experience that with Metroid, and I think that's because I don't really play it per se. It's like with lesser games, I am immortal, holding a controller, sending input to the Nintendo. With Metroid, my brain and muscles already know what needs to be done, so they just sped themselves up by 143%. I actually started recording this series with live commentary and found that my performance was absolutely abysmal. Simply the act of dedicating some attention to speaking while playing the game caused me to fall apart. This is probably the only game I know that I play on a purely subconscious level. I don't know how many hours I've invested in this game over the years. It's rare that I go more than a few weeks without doing a run. Years ago I played it so much that I wore the battery out in the cartridge, so I bought a second copy and wore that one out too. I didn't bother replacing the battery because by that point I was clearing the game multiple times in one sitting. I can barely play it on Virtual Console because the ergonomic differences between the SNES controller and the Wii Classic controller have a huge impact on my gameplay. So do the tiny differences between the SNES and the emulator, actually, which I'm sure I'll complain about more going forward. If you can manage to shoot Ridley 100 times before going below 30 energy, he'll drop the Metroid larva momentarily before flying off. That's kind of a neat trick, but today I just wasn't up to the task. Not to worry though, there will be plenty of other opportunities for me to impress you. People have actually been on me to do this LP for a long time. I wanted to save it for a live Ustream dealie with multiple commentators cheering and or heckling me, but for some reason we just couldn't make it work. Hopefully the super speed run will suffice as a worthy consolation prize. Getting to the top of this exploding shaft puts the space colony behind us, and that's actually where I'm going to call this first video. If you've never played Super Metroid before, I implore you to go do it before watching the rest of this series. It's $8 on Virtual Console, and I swear you won't regret a second of it. This game is an experience, and I mean in the sense that every other game that claims to be an experience wishes it actually were. If you're a younger gamer, I'm talking a step above stuff like Shadow of the Colossus and Mario Galaxy. If you're an older gamer, how did you make it 15 years without playing Super Metroid? I'd hate to think I'm ruining it for anyone, so last warning. I'm going to be saving my game in the same places I would in any other run, the first of which is right here in Samus' gunship. Strap yourselves in, guys. It's going to be a great ride.